Fishing has existed in Japan for thousands of years and has played an important role in the country's cultural and economic life. Since the Jomon period, about 14,300 BC, the Japanese have known how to catch fish in rivers, lakes and coastal areas using primitive tools such as nets and hooks made of stone, bone and wood. They relied on the sea not only for their own sustenance but also for trading goods with other communities. Fishing became popular during the Heian period, 794–1185, and the Kamakura period, 1185 to 1333, when the techniques of nets, boats and hooks were improved. Fishing flourished especially during the Edo period, 1603 to 1868, due to the growing population and the increasing demand for fish food in large cities such as Edo, present-day Tokyo. Many new and efficient fishing methods were developed during this period, such as the use of large nets on fishing boats to exploit offshore resources. Yellowtail has long been known as one of the most valuable fish in Japan. The name of this fish also changes depending on its life stage, partly due to the influence of the Japanese culture of wabi-sabi, which values and appreciates change and imperfection. Calling young fish, anada, adult fish, warasa, and larger fish, buri, is a sign of respect as the fish grows, and it is also valued as a food. The cultural significance is deep. In some regions, buri is considered a symbol of prosperity and good fortune, especially during festivals and New Year. The Japanese believe that eating buri at the beginning of the year will bring good luck and success in the new year. The Japanese have developed many techniques for catching buri throughout history, from primitive methods such as trawling and simple fishing methods to more complex methods such as seine trawling. Beach trawling is an effective method of catching large numbers of fish by casting a net around a school of fish and gradually pulling it to encircle the school. Japanese fishermen have also developed seasonal fishing methods. This occurs when buri migrate or concentrate in certain areas. To do so, fishermen must have a deep understanding of the behavior and ecology of the fish, as well as a keen understanding of natural factors such as currents, water temperature, and weather. Changes in modern fishing. With the increasing industrialization of the 20th century, Japan's yellowtail fishery has undergone many major changes. Small and rudimentary boats are gradually being replaced by larger fishing vessels equipped with powerful engines and modern electronic equipment such as radar, sonar and GPS. This not only increases fishing productivity but also allows Japanese fishermen to expand their range of activities to remote seas where fishing resources are abundant. The golden yellowtail fishery still plays an important role in the Japanese economy, inheriting and developing traditional values that have existed for centuries. The combination of tradition and modern technology has helped Japan maintain its position as one of the world's leading countries in catching and exporting yellowtail. Yellowtail is a species of fish with the size Yellowtail, Seriolaquinca radiata, is one of the most important fish species in the Japanese fishery, playing a key role in the country's economy and culinary culture. The processing of yellowtail on large vessels is a complex process that is carried out with great care to ensure the quality and freshness of the fish from the time it is caught until it reaches the consumer. Japanese fishermen have developed and maintained traditional processing methods combined with modern technology, not only to optimize the production process but also to protect sustainable fishery resources. Before embarking on fishing, Japanese fishermen need to carry out a series of careful preparations. This includes identifying suitable fishing grounds, usually deep and clear waters where yellowtail has a favorable natural habitat. Fishing grounds must be large enough to be exploited efficiently without depleting the resource. Japanese fishermen use large nets, also known as purse seines, to catch yellowtail. The process of casting and pulling the net requires close coordination between the crew, along with the support of modern equipment such as radar and sonar to locate the fish. The net is carefully lowered into the sea, surrounding the fish before being pulled up. Some fishermen still maintain the manual fishing method, where they use large fishing rods to catch fish one by one. This method ensures that the fish are not damaged and maintain maximum quality. However, on large vessels, modern techniques such as mechanized trawls are more commonly used to catch large quantities of fish in a shorter period of time. Once the fish are pulled aboard, they are immediately processed to ensure freshness. The processing involves rinsing the fish with cold seawater and cooling him quickly to prevent decomposition. Some vessels are equipped with onboard refrigeration systems to preserve fish at low temperatures. Scientific name Seriolaquinca radiata. It is called yellowtail because it has a long, slender body, silver-gray body color, and bright yellow fins and tail. The size of the yellowtail varies depending on age and habitat, but the average length of an adult is about 40 to 60 centimeters, but under ideal conditions it can reach 1.5 meters in length and 40 kilograms in weight. The life cycle of the yellowtail begins from the larval stage, which hatches from eggs. Yellowtail eggs are usually found floating in ocean waters, mainly in tropical and subtropical coastal areas. The hatched larvae develop into fry and migrate to shallower waters where temperatures are higher and food is more abundant. As the yellowtail grow, they move to deeper waters and live mainly in coastal waters and coral reefs where food is more abundant. They are predatory fish, mainly eating small fish, shrimp, squid and other marine life. The ideal habitat of the yellowtail is a water temperature of 18 to 24 degrees and they often migrate seasonally in search of warmer waters in winter. The migratory behavior of yellowtail is complex and influenced by many factors such as water temperature, currents, and the source food. In spring and summer, yellowtail fish usually gather in the southern waters of Japan, then migrate north in autumn in search of cooler waters. Yellowtail fish play an important role in the marine ecosystem, not only as a key predator but also as an important food source for larger fish and other marine animals. They help maintain ecological balance by controlling the numbers of smaller fish and other marine life. life in the food chain. However, due to overfishing and other environmental factors, the number of yellowtail fish in the wild has decreased significantly in some areas. This requires special attention and protection measures to ensure that this fish can continue to play an important role in the marine ecosystem and the fisheries industry. This is an extension of the first 2 chapters of the article. I can continue to develop the next sections or write in more detail about any items that interest you. Next, I will develop sections 3 and 4, going into the preparation process for the sea trip and describing in detail the process of catching yellowtail at sea. One of the most important factors in a sea trip to catch yellowtail is the preparation of the boat and the necessary equipment. Japanese fishermen often use large fishing vessels, fully equipped with modern technology to ensure efficient and safe fishing. Fishing vessels need to be thoroughly inspected before departure, including checking the engine, electrical system, positioning system and communication. The ship's engine must be periodically maintained to ensure continuous and stable operation throughout the trip, especially when the ship has to move through remote and harsh seas. In addition, specialized equipment such as large nets, mechanical net collection systems, sonar and radar equipment also need to be carefully inspected and prepared. Sonar and radar systems are important tools for fishermen to locate schools of fish and track their movements underwater, helping to optimize the fishing process. Planning a fishing trip is also an important preparation step. Fishermen need to determine the time and place of fishing based on factors such as seasonality, yellowtail migration behavior, and weather forecasts. In Japan, fishermen often rely on information sources from meteorological agencies and maritime organizations to get the most accurate weather forecasts. Weather conditions directly affect the success of a trip. For example, when the sea is rough or there is a typhoon, fishing will become very dangerous, and the trip may even have to be cancelled to ensure the safety of the crew. On the contrary, days with stable weather, with light waves and moderate winds, will create favorable conditions for deploying nets and harvesting fish. On each large fishing vessel, the crew consists of many members with specific tasks. Before departure, the captain usually holds a meeting to assign tasks to each member of the crew during the trip. Some people will be responsible for steering the boat, while others will be in charge of dropping. The net, collecting the net, and preserving the fish after catching. Crew members also need to be fully equipped with knowledge of maritime safety and basic rescue skills. This is important, because working at sea is always risky, especially when weather conditions deteriorate or when the boat has technical problems. A sea trip to catch yellowtail usually lasts from several days to several weeks, so it is necessary to prepare enough food and fuel. The crew needs to have enough food and water for the entire journey, including emergency situations when the trip may take longer than expected. Fuel also needs to be stored enough to ensure that the boat can move continuously and carry out the fishing process without interruption. In addition, lubricants, spare parts, and repair tools should also be brought along to deal with any technical problems that may occur at sea. Once the ship has set sail and reached the target sea area, the first step in the fishing process is to search for and locate the yellowtail school. This requires a combination of the fisherman's experience and modern technology. Onboard sonar and radar systems will be used to scan the seabed, detecting the presence of large schools of fish. Fishermen also need to observe natural signs such as the presence of seabirds, which often fly around schools of small fish, or changes in the color of the sea, which may indicate the presence of a large school of fish below. Once the school of fish is located, the fisherman will begin the process of casting the net. A large net, usually a purse seine or dragnet, is cast into the sea in a wide arc, encircling the school of fish. This requires close coordination between the boat operator Fish are graded based on size and quality. Larger, thicker-fleshed, less damaged fish are usually selected for processing on board, while smaller or damaged fish are processed in different ways. After grading, the fish are gutted and the internal organs removed. This process must be done quickly and carefully to avoid damaging the fish flesh. The internal organs are usually removed on site and processed according to strict hygiene regulations. After being processed, the fish are stored in cold storage on board. Depending on weather conditions and the length of the fishing trip, the fish can be salted or frozen immediately. Salting is often used to preserve fish for long periods of time without losing its natural flavor. On large fishing vessels, the processing and preservation process is often automated by modern machinery systems. These systems increase work efficiency and reduce the risk of fish quality loss. For example, automatic conveyor belts can move fish from the processing area to the cold storage quickly and efficiently. And the net casters to ensure that the net is cast in the correct location and at the correct time. Once the net has been cast, The boat will slowly pull the net back, making the circle of net increasingly narrow, enclosing and gathering the school of fish into a smaller area. This process must be done carefully to ensure that the fish are not harmed and that they are kept alive when pulled onto the boat. Once the net has completely encircled the school of fish, the next step is to collect. For large, high-quality fish, they are filleted and sliced on board. This process requires skill and precision to ensure that the pieces are uniform in thickness and undamaged. The fish slices can be stored individually or packaged on board for transport to the mainland. On larger vessels, Japanese fishermen also process fish products at sea. These products include dried fish, salted fish, and canned seafood. This process requires specialized equipment and technology, but brings high added value to the product. Once the fish have been processed, they are carefully packaged to ensure hygiene and maximum quality when transported to the mainland. Waterproof plastic bags, vacuum-sealed containers, and specialized freezers are commonly used to preserve fish during transport. Japanese fishermen strictly adhere to food safety and quality regulations. On board, quality control personnel are trained to monitor the entire processing process, from catching to storage. They use modern tools and equipment to check the quality of fish meat, ensuring that there are no signs of spoilage or contamination. In addition, regular cleaning of the vessel and equipment is performed to ensure a clean and safe working environment. Processing tools such as knives, cutting boards, and work surfaces are disinfected regularly, and the clean water system is regularly inspected to ensure hygiene standards. In recent years, modern technology has been widely applied in the Japanese seafood industry. On large vessels, automatic and semi-automatic systems have helped increase work efficiency, reduce waste, and improve product quality. Modern sensor systems are used to monitor temperature, humidity, and other factors during fish storage. These sensors help fishermen quickly detect and adjust storage conditions to ensure the fish is always fresh. The process of processing yellowtail on large Japanese fishing vessels is a sophisticated combination of traditional methods and modern technology. From catching to preliminary processing, preservation, and further processing, each step is meticulously and carefully carried out to ensure that the final product that reaches the consumer is the freshest, safest, and highest quality fish. The Japanese seafood industry has built a global reputation thanks to the dedication and skill of its fishermen and the advanced technology used. The process of processing yellowtail on large vessels is not only a typical example of economic efficiency but also a symbol of Japanese culinary culture. The net and load the fish onto the boat. This is one of the most labor-intensive steps, especially when the school of fish is large and heavy. Modern mechanical systems are often used to quickly and efficiently collect nets, reducing the work of fishermen. After collecting the nets, the fish will be pulled onto the deck using equipment such as cranes or automatic lifting systems. Here, the yellowtail will be sorted and put into cold storage compartments to keep the fish fresh during the journey back to shore. During the fishing process, fishermen often face many different challenges and risks. Sudden changes in weather, rough seas, or technical problems on the boat can affect the fishing process and the safety of the crew. Therefore, fishermen need to be vigilant and prepared to deal with any situation. One of the biggest challenges is to manage fish stocks effectively without harming fishery resources in the long term. Fishermen need to be aware of fishing regulations and quotas to ensure that they do not violate the law and do not harm the marine environment. After harvesting the planned amount of fish, the fishing vessel will begin its journey back to shore. Before leaving the fishing area, the crew needs to check all equipment and goods to ensure that everything is stored and arranged safely. In addition, they also need to record the entire fishing process, including location, time, and number of fish caught, to report to the management agency upon return. After identifying sonar, sound navigation and ranging, and radar technology have become indispensable tools in the modern fishing industry, especially in yellowtail fishing. Sonar works by emitting sound waves underwater and measuring the time it takes for the sound waves to reflect back after colliding with underwater objects, such as schools of fish. Through these signals, fishermen can accurately determine the location, size and density of schools of fish. Radar also plays an important role in detecting objects on the water surface, including other boats, islands or other obstacles, helping fishing vessels avoid the risk of collision during movement. This technology allows fishermen to optimize time and effort, minimize risks and increase fishing efficiency. In addition, GPS systems are also integrated with digital maps and real-time data on currents, water temperature and other environmental factors, helping fishermen predict ideal fishing areas. This increases the likelihood of successful fishing, while minimizing wasted movement and saving fuel. During the fish harvest process, the use of automatic netting technology and mechanical systems has helped fishermen reduce manual work and increase fishing productivity. Automatic netting systems often include cranes and automatic net reels, which help to quickly and efficiently pull nets onto the deck without damaging the fish. In addition, automatic fish grading systems are also applied, allowing fish to be sorted immediately after being brought onto the deck based on size and weight. These technologies not only save time but also ensure the quality of the fish.